Hello and welcome back to a Lucas Studios video, and today we're going to go over Nbt tags, and they stand for named binary tags. As we have gone over the last few episodes, we have gone over um, the targeter, this one, and all its settings, and we have gone over basic commands. Um, so today we are going to do the Nbt tag. And how can we begin with this? What does this mean even? Okay, it means all the data that a mob has in the game or an entity in the game has. So, for example, here we can get all of the players' data through the data command. I'm not going over the data command today, but I will do another day. But I can show you what it does. If we does this, we can see all our data that we have on just our player, and we can do this with basically any entity in the world. So if we spawn in, for example, a cow, we can take its data like this with this command and tab its user UID from it and get, okay, this is all its NBT tags. So we can read like, okay, it's where is it? Its armor items, its items if it has any. We can see if it has a portal cooldown, if it has a in love, for example, because cows can breed, um, and things like that. So this is like how you can see every NBT tag of an animal. So, but what can be the good things about an NBT? Uh, yeah, it's about changing the an entity or blocks or anything that has data in this game. For example, we're going to start with the summon command that we have gone over in a different episode, but we're going to add on a new data on on the characters we're going to spawn in. So, for example, we're going to spawn in a cow uh, at the relative chords of one above this command blocks, and then we're going to spawn in with a custom name. So this is how you spawn in with a summon a cow with a custom name. You write custom name and then you write with this and then I'm going over this soon. So if you would do this, the cow will have the name test cow. And the hard thing with the Nbt tags with different commands is, if we do example, this these commands we can see all the examples of. So if I do this, I can say, okay, this is all the commands with summon, and then we can see all the entities we can spawn in, and we can see even the chords. But then we don't see, we see like, okay, NBT tags is next, but we don't get any recommendations. And then you need now to know what to do, and this can be a bit hard to start with. I know personally it's hard because if you write anything wrong, it's not going to work. For example, if we write custom name here, but we've changed out it to a small n, it's not going to work. So you need to be very precise with what you write. And that's pretty hard if you when you start with NBT tags. So especially when you get very big NBT tags, but if we now change it over to big N, we can say it works. But we see another thing here. How you write out the name is not like I just write out the name after the colon. I do backslash and like this, and it looks very weird. But that's how the text formats in this way, and you need to do this. If we don't, if we like do how you maybe think in quotation marks only, it won't work. So it's very important that you do like this. There is a few other ways you can do this, but I'm not going over those ways because I personally think this is the easiest way to do it. Just like this. So let's go over to a few other examples what you can do with Nbt tags. This is the first one that is pretty basic. Custom names. Um, you can always use other things for that, but yeah, that's like a very easy one. Um, no why no AI. This is another one that's pretty good to know if you are trying to like do things with entities. This is how you turn off the AI of the animal or the entity. In this case, you need to write 1b because otherwise it won't work. Another thing that is like small but you need to know. And this is like you need AI in both capital letters, otherwise it won't work. So you need to be precise when you do these things. And if we see here the AI is off on this cow and he can't move anymore. So that's an interesting thing you can do with entities. You can do this with an entity. Um, but that's just an example what you can do. You can like put the custom name if you want over this, but you can do how many NBT tags you want. So if we like copy this over like this, how to add more NBT tags, you do like this. You add them with a comma between them, and then you write what you now want. So we want this cow with no AI and the name of test cow. And then it's going to have no AI and it's going to be named test cow. Now we can go over a few other examples. Items. So this is how you can spawn in items on, for example, a zombie. This is already a lot bigger command, so it's going to get harder and harder. So we can start hand items, and then we're going to put it in brackets. And this is because it's named like a list from, if you know programming, you should kind of know what this is. It's a list, and in that it's an object. So for example, in this object, in this list, it's one microstone sword. So the zombie is going to spawn in with one microstone sword in its hand. So, and we have also put in an example for armor items. So we're putting a diamond helmet. And why we have these before these three empty, it's because this is the boots, this is the leggings, and this is the chest plate. So you need to put in these because otherwise it can't put the diamond helmet uh, on the on the feet. And how this is programmed, it doesn't recognize if you put in a diamond helmet that is going to go in the head. So you need to put in these empty objects. So let's try that. So if you see here, the zombie spawns in with a stone sword and a diamond helmet, as we said it's going to do. So that's an example on one thing you can do with it. Then we have another fun example I tried. No gravity. This turns off the gravity of a cow here for the example. So it looks like it's like flying, but it can still move around. So this is a fun little thing you can do. Turn off the gravity of your entities. Of course, you can make all of these things are things you can use in your maps, for example. So another thing you should know is how to silence a mob. So if you do silent and then turn that on, this cow is not going to make any sound. Just a neat little thing you can do. And of course, these 5 things is far from ever NBT tags for summon. This is like a very small percentage of what you can do about this, and you can do a lot of things. You can like change nearly anything with a mob with the NBT tags. So I'm going over another example what you can do with them. You can use NBT2 with give command. For example, if you want to spawn in now an item with a name already, you can do like this. So you can first put it in, say it's going to display. Here is an example of where you need to go to like another menu, or how I'm going to explain this. Um, where you see here display, and then we're going to put it in there. So then we write name of the item, and then we do our our how we format our text. And then I have another example here that you only can do in creative or in commands. It's lore. So this is going to pop up under the item, and you can write lore about every item you have. So this is an example of that. So that's going to be in the display tag, for example. So if you see here, it's named test, and this is the lore of this stone. So that's an example of just this give command. There's a lot more. You can give things color in this, and you can give the name color. You can make it bold. You can do anything. You can format this how you want, but I'm not going to go over that right now. We have attribute and oh no, this is not attributes. I'm going over that soon. So this is can destroy and can be placed on. If you have played a Minecraft map in like adventure mode, then um, you can place down a stone or break something in adventure mode. This is how they do it. You can give a stone, for example, the attribute or the Nbt tag can destroy, and then you can put in the blocks you want it to be available to destroy. For in this example, stone. And in this example also, we make it so you can do so. Oh, stone can be placed on stone. So if you try this and go into adventure mode, we can, oh yeah, we need to place down a stone first. So for example, if we go in here, I can't break anything else because I'm in adventure mode. You can't break things, but now I can break this stone because this stone I am holding has the Nbt tags can break stone. So that's a little neat thing you can do. And another thing you can do is, like I showed, you can make it so you can place things on it. So I can't place this block anywhere else, but I can place it on this stone. So that's a little neat thing you can do with can place on and can destroy. Of course, you can add all any more blocks you want in this. So it's just add a comma, and then you can do Minecraft, for example, grass block or something. That's just an example. You can have any block in here. So if you spawn this in, it's going to say grass block down there. So that's an example how you can do this. Now we're going to go. Now this is another little thing you can do with Nbt tags. Age. So you can set ages on items. For example, if I now spawn in this stone, this means that it can't despawn. So if I put it here on the ground, this stone is not going to despawn. Normal items do despawn after a while, as you probably know, and this is how you make it not despawn at all. And you can change the despawn timer here. And another little thing you can do is Unbreakable. This is just a fun little thing you can do. Now this tool is unbreakable. It won't break at all. So you can use this forever. This is just a few things you can do with NBTs. And why is the NBT tags even good? Of course, you have probably figured that out by yourself right now, but they are good because you can do literally everything else that you can't do with commands. You can change any entity, you can change your blocks, you can add a lot of things that you couldn't do otherwise. And yeah, that's a very important thing you can do in map making. So I hope you have learned something in this episode. I'm maybe not the best explainer of this, but yeah, that's everything for now. Oh yeah, one more thing. There is, of course, you don't need to remember all this in your head. There is websites out there like the wiki. So this is a good example of a lot of the NBT tags in the game that are very good to know. Like Here we have a lot of things I didn't go over, like attribute modifiers. Those are very good because you can make like uh, a mob has more health, or it can do more damage, or things like that. Or you can hold an item like a stone, and you can get a lot of health back, or you can do more things thanks to this attribute flag. We have hide flags. You can hide flags for if you don't want to show what things the block can destroy. You can hide it by hiding it. Um, you can. Here is all the lore, and here's how you can do a lot of the things I just went over. Of course, there's a lot of things on entities, and I don't even think this is all of them. This is just a lot of them, and you can understand here. Example, you can make them drop other things. Um, you can make you can change a lot of things with the game with Nbt tags. So that was the thing I was going to go over this episode. I hope you have enjoyed, and see you next time.